Good morning. This is November the 6th, 2023, Monday, and we are in BBA first semester, section B, English class. And in the previous class, we were discussing the essay, How the Web Destroys the Quality of Students' Research Papers, and we had read up to paragraph 8, where Rothenberg talks about the hunt and peck method of doing research, and where hunt and peck is hit or miss method. You hit a search term on the Google, you might get information or you might get misinformation, and whatever you get, you use, right? And then Rothenberg says that technology today, like word processing technology, has made it easier to do research, but technology also has made students quite lazy. For example, it is word processor that checks your spelling today. And he advises that rather than using your software to check the spelling, you should check it manually. And when you check spelling and grammar manually, you read every sentence. And as you read every sentence to check grammar and spelling, you might also find where you want to revise. So he says that we should manually revise our papers rather than using technology. And he says that today students are using technology to cheat teachers. For example, if a paper is supposed to have 7 pages and you wrote only 5 pages, so you increase space, line space and character space, and the 5-page content becomes 7 pages. Increase the font size, right? This is what we were reading. Then from paragraph, I covered paragraph 8 and 9, I guess. Yes. Look, in paragraph 9 there is something important. Follow me, paragraph 9. I'll read and follow me. Follow me as I read. Do you have a book with you? No? Use this book. Do you have 2 books, anybody? I could borrow 1 book if somebody has got 2 books. I need a book. Look, this is what happens when teachers don't bring the book, right? Nobody has brought the book. I need a book. I'll pick up this book and use mobile screens if you have one. There's no option with me. Look, this is exactly what happens when we don't bring the book. Okay. So paragraph 9. Let's read, and you follow as I read. What the web adds to the shortcuts made possible by word processing is to make research look too easy. You toss a query to the machine, wait a few minutes, and suddenly a lot of possible sources of information appear on your screen. Instead of books that you have to check out of the library, read carefully, understand, synthesize. Look here. If you go to library, you find books, right? And what happens with the books? You have to read carefully, then you have to understand what you read, and then you have to synthesize what you have read, and then tactfully except, look here, in case of library, this is what one should do, and this is why today research is declining, quality is declining. Students are not reading carefully. Why? Because they Google. And what do you find in Google? In Google you find quips, you find blips, you find pictures, and you find short summaries. In the other class, she was presenting and she presented wrong information. And I took the book, I said, show me in the book where the information is given. Take me to the paragraph. And then she said, sir, actually I didn't read the book. I read a summary in the Google. I said, look what happens. When you Google, what you found in Google is not in the book. Right? So don't do that. So what do you find in, you have quips, brief remarks, you have blips, right? Short piece of information, pictures. And when you go for quips, blips and pictures, you don't read carefully. So what is required of you, students? Always read carefully. Try to understand what you have read. Then you read various ideas, connect them, and draw a conclusion. And then carefully quote what you have read. Okay, then read ahead. Okay. Short summaries that may be downloaded magically to the dorm room computer screen. Fabulous. How simple. The only problem is that a paper consisting of summaries of summaries. Look, when you Google, what do you get? You get summaries of summaries is bound to be fragmented and superficial. Now what is the effect? Your paper is fragmented, your paper is superficial. What does fragmented means? Paragraph 3 and paragraph 4 have no connection. Fragmented means there are pieces of information in your paper and they don't have any interconnection. Because you stole them from Google. You don't read and think. Okay. And to demonstrate more of a random montage. Now look, what is a paper? Random montage. What is random montage? A collection of unrelated things. A montage is a collection of things that are not related together. Right? Then and now look, what is required? What are the teachers looking for? Look here. Ability to sustain an argument through 10 to 15 double spaced pages. Look, what is research? Research is argument. Research is argument. Research takes place when you have a genuine problem, when you have genuine questions, when you have genuine hypotheses, when you have done genuine research and got information. Then argument develops. And when you have no problem, no question, no hypothesis, and only thing you Google and you bring summaries of summary, quips, blips, pictures, short summaries, then what happens? You have random montage. So today, in that class, at one point the presenter said, sir, my presentation is the best example of what Rothenberg is saying, because I Googled and didn't read the essay. And look what is happening. You are cross-checking every time, paragraph, and I'm failing to tell you where it is. And she said, this is the best example that we should not do Google while making a presentation. We should read the essay. Right? Okay. So in paragraph 9, what do we find? Do not go for Google summaries. Go to library. Why go to library? Don't go to Google. Go to library. Why? Because in Google you get summary. In library you get books. But the problem is, today students are not ready to sweat, to work hard. Because reading a book requires hours, maybe a week. You don't have time. You don't have interest in reading. So you don't read carefully. If you don't read, you won't understand anything. So what is required? Borrow a book, read carefully, understand what you read, synthesize, and then quote. That way you will have a sustained argument throughout your paper. Look how good things he's saying. But teaching you this way is wrong. Because what is happening here? Divakar sir is explaining and you are listening, right? And listening is the poorest method of learning. When you listen, you learn nothing. The best method is inviting you here and making you explain everything. Okay. Paragraph 10. Let's read. Follow me. Follow me. Of course, you cannot blame the students for ignoring books. Now, from para 10, up to para 9, he was talking about the problem. From para 10, he asked a question, who is to be blamed for the problem? Now he is looking for the cause of the problem. From para 10, he explores the cause, why this is happening. Let's read, you follow. Of course, you can't blame the students for ignoring books. If students are not reading, you can't blame them. Then whom to blame? When college libraries are diverting funds from books to computer technology, that will be obsolete in 2 years at most. They send a clear message to students. Don't read, just connect. Look, now who is to blame? Libraries. Why? Because they are installing computer technology with internet. So what message are they giving? Don't read, just connect, copy, paste. Connect, copy, paste. Read ahead. Surf, download, cut and paste. Originality becomes hard to separate from plagiarism. Look here. The teacher is looking for original ideas, but the student has copied blindly from the internet. So the student has plagiarized. Here is the word plagiarism. What is plagiarism? Plagiarism is getting information from the internet which is produced by somebody else and then using that information in a research, giving the impression that it's you writing that idea. You stole somebody's idea and you presented that as if it's your idea. That's academic dishonesty, academic cheating, plagiarism. Don't do that. Okay. Now, how does he know that there is plagiarism? No author is cited on the web page, so your research paper has no citation. Clearly, the words are up for grabs. What is up for grabs? Available to anyone. The words are up for grabs and students much prefer the fabulous jumble to the hard work of stop. Look, oh God, how beautifully he says. See, there is fabulous jumble on the laptop screen and then there is hard work. What is that? stopping to think and make sense of what they have read. Look, what is required? Read, see the process, go to library, not the cyber cafe. Step 1. Borrow a book, not Google. Step 2. Step 3. Read carefully, not browse. Step 4. Try to understand, not copy. Step 5. Synthesize your understanding, don't paste it blindly. Quote wisely. So, let's quickly write. Go to library, borrow a book, read carefully, stop to think, understand, synthesize, quote, develop your argument. See the right process. Go to library, borrow a real book, read carefully, stop to think what you have read, understand what you read, synthesize ideas, make your idea, if necessary quote, and develop the argument. And what are we doing? We are going to computer. We are browsing, we are copying, we never think, we don't try to understand, we paste what we copied. Synthesis, no, we just copy summaries. Quote, we copy blindly. As a result, we have jumble of information that has nothing to do with original thinking. That's why there is no originality of thought and originality of writing. Yes, you want to say something?
So seeing someone else's information on the internet, reading it, summarizing it in your own way and making it into your words and quoting that I took reference from this person and I'm today talking about this topic, taking their information but presenting it in my way with my ideas and my arguments. So that is not wrong. Would that be wrong or would that be
if you acknowledge whose idea you read, it's not wrong. But if you don't acknowledge the original producer of that idea, you're wrong. So the problem is in not acknowledging. Acknowledging means telling whose ideas you got, right?
So for example, you gave us an assignment and I studied it and I was not able to figure it out on my own what I have to write. I took help of someone from the internet. I saw their text, I quoted it is done by them, but I have summarized it in my own way, I have written it in my own way, and I've made sure that it's my words and his ideas but my words. I have explained the thing.
You're very clear. You're very clear. See, he is very clear. Let me warn you. Even if you summarize, you are summarizing, but the idea is not your. Acknowledge it. What is plagiarism? Plagiarism is stealing others' ideas. Suppose you are not using their words. They have used one word, you use another word. You read someone's idea. You are not using their words. You are not using their sentence structure. You have changed everything. Still, if you don't attribute the quote, if you don't acknowledge it, it's stealing. Because language is yours, but the idea was not yours. The idea was somebody else's. So the plagiarism is not about summarizing. Plagiarism is stealing others' ideas. So even if you summarize, acknowledge. Even if you write suppose you read 300-page book, and you want to write that 300-page book's information in 2 sentences, just as a gist. Mr. Upadhyay in his book says that you read 300 pages and you want to write that 300 pages in 1 sentence. Even then you have to quote Mr. Upadhyay and his books and page number. Because the idea is not yours. The idea is somebody else's. This is called academic honesty. This is called academic honesty. If the idea is not mine, nothing is wrong in acknowledging. Always, whenever you get others' ideas, acknowledge them. Okay. So we read paragraph 10, right? Where he says that we need to read, understand, synthesize, quote, develop the argument, not copy from the internet. Paragraph 11. Follow me as I read. Libraries used to be repositories of words and ideas. Now they are seen as centers for the retrieval of information. Some of this information comes from other bigger libraries in the form of books that can take time to obtain through interlibrary loan. What happens to the many students? Some things never change, who scramble to write a paper the night before it's due. The computer screen, the gateway to the world, sitting right on their desks, promises instant access, but actually offers only a pale, two-dimensional version of a real library. So in paragraph 11, he is again blaming libraries. He says that once they used to be repository of ideas, today they have become center for information. So he says research is based on idea, not just on information. And he's saying that libraries, by installing computer technology, they are discouraging students to do serious reading. But he's wrong. Why is he wrong? This essay was written in 1997. Today you will see there are lots of software applications that help you read a book in 10 minutes. You have reading software. You have software that can summarize a book for you. But again, if a software summarizes a book for you, that's not a good idea. So today, he is arguing that you don't get books on the internet. But today, all the libraries have been digitized. And the books that were not available on internet, they are available today, right? So you can read a real book on the internet today. Paragraph 12. Paragraph 12 is the most important paragraph in this whole essay. Let's read quickly. But it's also my fault. Now he says, the problem is with the teachers also. For example, how am I teaching today? Look, the problem. Today, Divakar sir is teaching in the wrong way. How is he teaching? Divakar sir is reading line by line. And Divakar sir says, listen to me, read carefully. He says, follow the line by line. This is a wrong way of teaching. Because you are listening just passively. And when you listen to me passively, you don't remember a lot. But if I called you there and said, okay, go to the whiteboard, take my marker and explain paragraph 12, you will read and explain. That way you will learn better, right? So look, the way I'm teaching is wrong. Because I'm speaking, I'm active, you are listening, you are passive, right? But it's also my fault. I take much of the blame for the decline in the quality of research in my class. I need to teach students how to read. Okay, what should teachers do? Teach them how to read. Let's write. To take time with the language. Take time with the language and ideas. and ideas. To work through arguments. Work through arguments. To synthesize disparate sources. Synthesize disparate sources. Come up with original thought. I need to help my students understand how to assess sources. Okay. Teach how to assess sources on the internet or library to determine their credibility as well as to trust their own ideas. Okay. Teach students to trust their own ideas more than snippets of thought on more than Google. The placelessness of the web leads to an ethereal randomness of thought. So what is happening there? There are random thoughts in their papers, right? Chance holds sway. Everything depends on chance, and it more often misses than hits. Judgment must be taught. What should I teach students? Teach students how to judge what they read as well as methods of exploration. Teach students methods of exploration. Look, let's do what he's saying us to. Let's take time with ideas. So first, teach students how to read. And in the previous class, if you see what I've been doing, I say draw a circle, draw arrows, look for main idea, look for idea, detail, example. I've been trying to teach you how to read. And when I call represent, I want to see how you have read, right? Okay. Then take time with language. Read very slowly. Look what I did. What we did, we read a paragraph. We took these notes here, main ideas. Now we're spending time on reading. Take time with language. Pay attention to what words are used. Pay attention to what kind of sentences are used. Pay attention to what kind of paragraphs have been used. Right? Pay attention to tools and techniques, like is there a simile? Is there an analogy? And look for ideas, right? Then work through argument. Look here. In this essay, the argument is if students misuse internet, the quality of writing and thinking will go down. See the argument here. If students misuse internet while doing research, the quality of writing and thinking will go down. Why? Because internet makes them lazy. They don't read, they don't understand, they don't synthesize, they don't spend time on ideas, they just copy and paste. Then synthesize disparate sources. Look, when you do research, you read book A, you read book B, you read book C, you read book D, you read book E. You get ideas from them and you develop your idea. A says so, B says so, D says so, therefore I think this is like this. You listen to people. then express your view. So research is like conversation at the cafe. Research is like conversation at the cafe. When you are at the cafe around that coffee table, 5 friends sitting, what happens? Your friends are saying something. You pay attention to them. You listen to them. You either agree to the friends or you disagree to the friends. But before you agree, you listen to them. Before you disagree, you listen to them. And you listen to 3 friends there and you give your own decision. No, I don't think so. It's like that. What is happening? You are having a conversation. Conversations are always 2-way, 3-way, 4-way. Right? So research is like a conversation on a coffee table. Just as at the coffee table you have 4 friends and there is a topic. Friend A says something, you listen to him carefully. Friend B says something, you listen to him carefully. Friend C says something, you listen carefully. Then you give a verdict. No, I don't think you're wrong. You see, you're wrong. This is the right thing. You give your opinion. So research also, writer A says something, writer B says something, writer C says something, writer D says something, writer E says something. You listen to them. And either you agree or disagree and give your verdict. That's synthesis. That is called synthesis. Synthesis means connecting other people's ideas and developing your idea. What is synthesis? Connecting other people's ideas and developing your idea. Then come up now this is original thought. What is original thought? Original thought is you listen to other writers and make your argument, make your claim, make your view. That argument you develop on the basis of other people's arguments. That is the original thinking, right? It is how to assess sources. When you go to Google, look for the website. If it is .com, don't use it, because .com websites are for profit making. They are not reliable. If you are doing research, look for org website, for example, organizations, non-profit organizations. Look for GOB website, for example, government website, for example. Look for edu domains, for example. There are education domains, for example. So if you are writing research paper, look for edu domains. Look for GOB domains. Look for org domains. Don't go for Wikipedia. Don't go for .com domains. Because .com domains don't have reliable sources. And once you find an essay, ask, who has written this essay? Do you know the author? Google his credibility, his background. Who has published? Is it published by a local publisher in Hattiban, or is it published by Cambridge University Press? Something published by Oxford Press will definitely be more reliable than something published by somebody at Hattiban. Right? So look for publishers' credibility, look for writers' credibility, look for how famous they are. So that's how you assess sources. And if you are using this book, let me help you. Here is a lot of information. For example, if you come to page number, look here. Here is a lot of things given for you, useful things. Writing with sources, page 124. Type of sources: print source, electronic source, media source, graphic source, field source. Locating sources: library source, internet source, World Wide Web, email, listserv, news group. Evaluating sources: how closely related is the source to the focus of the topic? Is this information relevant to you? Is the source too general or too specialized for the topic? How accurate, complete and unbiased is the source? Does the source present opposing viewpoints or do so in fair manner? How recent is the information? If you are using relatively old source, is it still relevant? Who is the author? Is the author associated with the special interest group? What is the purpose of the source? Who is the intended audience? Look, your book has, read it, go through it. Okay? I may not have time to explain everything, but go through it. It's on page number 126, for example. Okay. Then, teach To trust that this is very important. See, we have one problem. We teachers have wrongly taught you that what you know is not important. What we know is important. And this has created all the disaster. What is the disaster? Over the years, you develop the thinking that what you know is less important and what others are saying is more important. That's wrong. Research is honestly express what your gut says. And you will see that your teachers will appreciate that. You might have this feeling, oh, what I'm saying it may not be valuable. No, say it. Always express your heart, express your gut, express your feeling, express your view. Right? So there's a problem. We often think that what Google says may be more reliable than what I think. But we teachers need to encourage you, need to teach you, trust your ideas more than Google. Trust your thinking more than Google. कति राम्रो कुरा हेर्नुहोस् त, तपाईको मनमा के लाग्छ लेख्नुस् न, के फरक पर्छ, किन डराएको? ला मैले भनेको कुरा युजफुल नहोला कि? नो, डोन्ट थिंक सो. किन हुँदैन? तपाईले पढ्नु भएको छ, बुझ्नु भएको छ, लेख्नुस्. राइट? तर तपाईको मनमा चाहिँ मैले भनेको कुरा राम्रो हुन्न भन्ने यो फल्ट कसको? हाम्रो फल्ट हो कि हामीले टिचरले बिगारेको नि. जहिले पनि कपी चेक गर्ने, भएन भन्ने बानी हुन्छ नि हाम्रो. भएन, यो मिलेन भन्ने बानी. अनि तपाईँ ग्रेजुएट ओहो हामीले लेखेको हुँदैन भने बस्छ नि दिमागमा. नो, तपाईले भनेको कुरा पनि राइट हुन्छ भन्ने विश्वास हुनु पर्यो कि. ओके, लुक हाउ देन if you go to Google, if you copy and paste, you have random thoughts that have no connection. Right? Teach judgment. Now this is very difficult. This is difficult. Teaching students how to judge. You read something on the Google and you decide you ठीक होला कि नहोला. And judgment comes over years by practice. Judgment comes over years by practice. तपाईले ग्रेजुअली चाहिँ आफै काम गर्दै जानु बिस्तारै आउँछ नि त जजमेन्ट, आउँदैन? तपाई चाहिँ आफै काम गर्ने बानी बसाल्नु भयो भने 1-2 वर्षपछि तपाईले स्किल आउँछ नि त जज गर्ने. तपाईले थाहा पाउनुहुन्छ यो भएन यो भयो थाहा पाउनुहुन्छ नि. तर तपाईले कपी पेस्ट गर्नु भयो भने तपाईले कहिले पनि स्किल आउँदैन. राइट? जजमेन्ट and method of exploration. How to explore, how to do research. Look, we did exactly what Rothenberg said in paragraph 12. He said, take time with ideas. And we spent 20 minutes on paragraph 12. Rothenberg says, wait, don't run through paragraphs. Take time with ideas. Means explore each word. Talk about every word in the paragraph. Understand what he's saying. And we exactly did that. In the last 20 minutes, we were talking only about paragraph 12. Because paragraph 12 is the most important para in this whole essay. It gives the answer to the problem. Problem, research is declining. Answer is here. If you teach students how to read, research will improve. Teach them how to write, research will improve. Teach them how to understand, research will improve. Teach them how to judge, research will improve. If we teachers, so do you see, the biggest blame to the problem goes to the teacher. The biggest blame to the problem goes to the teacher. Right? Paragraph 13. I am seeing my students' attention spans wane and their ability. Look, what is happening because of screen time? Screen. Have you seen? When we use mobile phones, our habit is, we have this screen. Look, our habit is, today we live in the world of shorts, like shorts. S-H-O-R-T, shorts. I like them because they are very short and they are romantic, glamorous, and sometimes they are so attractive, and I spend 2-3 hours on the shorts. I forget eating, I forget reading. Shorts. And as we watch shorts, what do we do? What we do is, this is what we do, right? Have you seen? We can't spend 1 minute on one screen. TikTok, 1 minute. And what's the effect? What's the effect? See what it says? Today, students have, look the effect. Their attention span is declining. And what does research require? Research requires sustained reading for 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours at one sitting. एकजना साथीले भन्नुहुन्थ्यो, अमेरिका पेज गरेर आउनुभयो, मैले सोधेँ, अनि उहाँले भन्नुहुन्थ्यो सिरानी लाने रे रुमबाट, सिरानी, टुथपेस्ट, टुथब्रस र टवल लाने रे, अनि लाइब्रेरी 24 घण्टा खुल्छ रे त्यहाँ, अनि लाइब्रेरीमा बसेर रातभरि पढ्ने, अनि बिहान त्यही लाइब्रेरीमा सिङ्क हुन्छ, त्यही नै ब्रस गर्ने रे कि, सुत्ने कोठामा नआउने, यसरी पढ्ने, पढ्न गयो, दिनभरि पढ्यो, त्यही क्यान्डिड क्याफे त्यही हुन्छ लाइब्रेरीमै, त्यही खान पाइन्छ, खायो केही, फेरि पढ्न बस्यो, रातभरि पढ्यो, बिहान लाइब्रेरीमै दाँत ब्रस गर्यो, फेरि पढ्यो। त्यो एउटा किताब नसकुन्जेल पढ्ने। अब मोबाइल चलाएपछि त कसरी पढ्न सकिन्छ? मोबाइलमा त 1 मिनटमा 10 पेज स्वाइप गर्नु पर्यो नि त। Attention. So what is required for research? Look, we need sustained attention. Then their ability to reason for themselves. Look, ability to reason for you see something and you talk to yourself why this is happening like that. But when you watch mobile, there is no tendency of reasoning to yourself, talking to yourself. There is no self-dialogue. You just swipe. त्यहाँ के रिजन चाहिन्छ? मोबाइलमा शर्ट्स हेर्दा रिजन चाहिन्छ? यता लुगा उचाल्छ, उता लुगा उचाल्छ, यता लुगा फाल्छ, के रिजन चाहिन्छ? केही पनि चाहिँदैन। वाहियात कुरा भए केही पनि छैन त्यहाँ। फाल्तु कुरा भए केही छ? त्यहाँ रिजन चाहिन्छ? राम्रो कुरा पढ्ने भए पो थिङ्किङ हुन्छ त। थिङ्किङ चाहिँदैन। अनि के हुन्छ बानी तिम्रो? तिमीले रिजनिङ कुनै कुरा हेरेपछि त देख्यो, आहा त्यो किन त्यस्तो होला भन्ने हुनुपर्छ नि। थिङ्किङहरू सुरु हुनुपर्छ कि थिङ्किङ ट्रिगरै हुँदैन अहिले। विद्यार्थीको थिङ्किङ ट्रिगर हुँदैन। केले? मोबाइलले। To reason for themselves decline. I wish that the university's computer system would crash for a day. Look, he says, I wish the internet crashed. I wish the internet crashed. And he had no mobile, no laptop. He had only hard copy books. Then you can't swipe now. You have to read. So that I could encourage. Now look, what is the solution? What should teachers do? तपाईको ध्यान घडीमा बढी छ, मलाई थाहा छ अहिले। मेरो कुरामा भन्दा व्हाइट बोर्ड माथिको घडीमा बढी छ। What should teachers do? Look here. Encourage your students for what? Go outside, sit under a tree, read a really good book. अस्ति बुक टक प्रोग्राम भएको थियो, बस्नु भएको थियो? बस्नु भएको थियो? छैन, त्यस्तोमा त बस्नुहुन्न। बुक टक प्रोग्राममा बस्नुहुन्न, मलाई थाहा छ नि त। हैन? मोबाइल टक प्रोग्राम भए बस्नुहुन्थ्यो। मोबाइल टक प्रोग्राम भए बस्नुहुन्थ्यो हैन? बुक टकमा को जान्छ हैन? लुक, हेर्नुहोस् त, Go outside. Sit under a tree. Read a really good book. From start to finish. हिजो म हस्पिटल गएँ अनि म झोला किताब बोकेर हिँड्ने बानी छ अनि सोझेँ डक्टर कस बेला आउनुहुन्छ कति बेला लाग्छ भने चाहिँ तपाईँको पालो आउँदा 2.5 घन्टा लाग्छ भन्यो अब के गर्ने सो कुन कर्नर खोजेँ कुनमा पर एउटा चेयर खाली रहेछ झोला खोलेँ टक्कै यो निकालेँ अनि हाइलाइटर निकालेँ अनि बसेर मजाले पढेँ नेपालको हिस्ट्री पढेँ टक्क पढेँ हैन पढेँ यहाँ नोट बनाएँ हाइलाइट गर्दै गएँ यता पढेँ 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 यता यता पढेँ त्यही अस्पतालमा हिजो बेलुका यता पढेँ आमा म कति पढेछु यता यता पढेँ हैन यता पढेँ यता पढेँ यता पढेँ यता पढेँ यहाँसम्म पढेछु हिजो बेलुका कति पेज 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 पेज पढेछु अब मलाई आउँछ नि त्यो थाहा छ नि त पृथ्वीनारायण शाह कहाँ जन्मेको कहिले जन्मेको उसको पुस्ता को सबै आउँछ हिस्ट्री पढ्दैछु के भने त उसले के भन्यो रिड फ्रम स्टार्ट टु फिनिस अब आज दिस यहाँ बसेर पढ्छु अहिले क्लास सकिएपछि बसेर पढ्छु राइट कस्तो राम्रो हेर्नुहोस् त हामीलाई मन यस्तो कुरा हामीलाई मन पर्दैन नि है पढ भने हामीलाई मन पर्दैन नि वी डोन्ट लाइक पिपल वेन दे से रिड है ओके अगाडि हेर्नुहोस् त देन लुक sit for a while and ponder what it means. See the word ponder or brood or reflect or think. Pondering is you read something and then think what it means. के भनेको होला यो यही प्याराग्राफमा के भनिरहेछ हो घरबाट बाहिर निस्क लाइब्रेरी त्यो मोबाइल छोड के ल्यापटप छोड रुखमुनि जाऊ राम्रो किताब रोज टक्क घाँसमा बस एक च्याप्टर पुरा पढ किताब बन्द गर आहा यहाँ के भनेको होला सोच अनि पो डेभलप हुन्छ त मोबाइलमा त्यो औँला दुखन्जेलले घिसारेछ मोबाइल हैन what it means to live in a world where some things get easier and easier so rapidly that we can hardly keep track of how easy they are getting while other tasks remain as hard as ever. So he says, please understand that research is not something easy, it's hard. Research is not 2 p.m. noodle that we can make in 2 minutes. Research is not noodle you make in 2 minutes. पानी गरम किया डाल दिया तैयार हो गया. That's not research. Research is hard. It takes time. As doing research and writing, doing research, writing good paper, that teaches now when you do research, what happens? It teaches you a lesson of life. Every time you do a research, it teaches you something. Knowledge does not, now what is this? Knowledge does not emerge in vacuum, but we do need silence and space for sustained thought. Now what is required? Look here. We need silence and space for sustained thought. Next semester, I am going to urge my students, turn off their glowing boxes. So what is it? How does he end his essay? He says, turn off your glowing boxes. So what I did, I taught you in the wrong way. Why I taught you in the wrong way? Because I was explaining everything from my side. You were listening. So you were passive, I was active. But I gave a demonstration that if you're reading, get your sister at home, get your brother at home, and teach them like I taught you. Say, here, boss, here. And you teach them essay. The best way to learn is teach somebody. And make a video, post me. I'll give you 50 out of 50. Yeah. If you give me evidence that you have taught this essay or these essays to somebody, give me evidence. I'll give you 50 out of 50. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Make videos where you teach these essays to someone and supply the video to me. I'll give you 50 out of 50. It's open, done. I declare on camera. Teach these essays on camera. It goes public. It goes public. Teach all course essays to your brother or to your sister or to your neighbor or to somebody on camera, like I'm teaching you, and upload the videos on your channel or my channel. Let me see. I'll give you 50 out of 50. Done. Done. Here is challenge. You can get 100% internal mark, but the condition is teach these essays to someone and record and submit with evidence. Teach these essays to someone, your brother, your sister, your neighbor, your friend, or anybody in the class. Make a group, these 4 people. You teach her, you teach her, you teach her, you teach her. Go round and round and teach all the essays. Submit the video. You get 50 out of 50. So here is option. 50 out of 50. Choice is yours. Choice is yours. Divakar sir is ready to give you 50 out of 50. But he has a condition. Teach these essays to someone, your sister, your brother, your father, your mamu, your neighbor, your dog, your cat. Record them. Possible. Open the camera. There is no one. Teach the essay to the camera. Imagine the camera is Divakar sir. Open the camera, mobile camera. Teach the essay alone in the room to the camera. Submit the recording to me. I give you marks. Because there is nothing more effective to learn something than teaching it. The best way, let me end the class. The best way to learn anything is teach it to somebody. This is what my principal said on May 20th, 1987. He said, अगर तुमको कोई चीज समझ में ना आए तो किसी को बुला करके वही चीज समझाओ, अगर वो समझ गया तो तुम भी समझ जाओगे. And I became a teacher. Because teaching is the job of samjhana. Teaching is the job of making people understand. And when you make people understand, you yourself understand. So today, I understood this essay more than you because I taught you. And I want you to teach this essay somebody. Any questions? Thank you. Thank you.